In the heart of Austin, Texas, there stood an abandoned building known to locals as the Forsaken Manor. It had long been considered a place of darkness, its halls filled with echoes of the past and shadows that seemed to move on their own. The tales whispered about it spoke of the spirits that haunted the forsaken building, and few dared to venture inside. But for four adventurous friends, Adam, Rachel, John, and Allie, curiosity got the better of them. It was a chilly October evening when the four friends decided to explore the mysteries of the Forsaken Manor. Their flashlights pierced the darkness as they stepped cautiously through the crumbling entrance. Cobwebs clung to the decaying walls, and the air was thick with a musty odor that made their skin crawl. "Guys, this place gives me the creeps," Adam said, his voice quivering. "Don't be such a wimp, Adam." Rachel teased, trying to sound brave, but her eyes betrayed her unease. As they ventured deeper into the manor, they discovered forgotten relics of the past, broken furniture, shattered mirrors, and tattered paintings. The silence was oppressive, punctuated only by the distant hooting of an owl. John, the most skeptical of the group, began to taunt the spirits. "Come on, you ghosts. Show yourselves if you're real," he shouted into the empty darkness. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and a chilling wind blew through the hallway, extinguishing their flashlights. Panic set in as they fumbled to relight them. When the beams of light returned, they were not alone. The ghostly figures of three children, dressed in outdated clothing, stood before them. Their eyes were hollow, and they seemed to be trapped in a never-ending cycle of play. They stared at the friends with a haunting longing in their eyes. The apparitions approached Rachel, who was paralyzed with fear. One of the ghostly children reached out and touched her shoulder. She gasped, feeling an icy grip on her skin. John, Allie, and Adam watched in terror as Rachel's body began to age rapidly before their eyes. Her skin wrinkled, her hair turned gray, and her eyes grew dull. With a final feeble breath, she collapsed to the ground, lifeless. "Rachel!" Adam cried, his voice trembling. The two remaining friends and the ghostly children stared at the now vacant space where Rachel had stood. The spirit seemed satisfied with their torment and faded away into the darkness. Allie and John clung to each other, their terror overwhelming. "We need to get out of here now," Allie urged, her voice trembling. With trembling legs, they rushed towards the exit, but their path was blocked by an impenetrable darkness. The building itself seemed to conspire against them, trapping them within its cursed walls. For hours, they searched for a way out, growing increasingly desperate. Allie and John could hear eerie whispers and ghostly laughter echoing through the halls. The malevolent spirits of the Forsaken Manor were closing in on them. Exhausted, the two friends finally found themselves in a room filled with broken dolls and faded photographs. The ghostly children reappeared, their malevolence palpable. With a sinister grin, one of the children reached out and touched John's arm. His skin began to wither and his vitality drained away. Allie screamed, watching helplessly as John aged before her eyes, becoming a frail, elderly man. "Please let us go," Allie begged the spirits, her voice quivering. The spirits seemed to consider her plea for a moment, then faded away, leaving her alone in the chilling darkness. Ali was the sole survivor, trapped in the Forsaken Manor, with no way out. Days turned into weeks, and Ali's despair deepened. She was haunted by the laughter of the ghostly children and the memories of her friends. The Forsaken Manor had claimed them, one by one, leaving Ali to face the relentless torment of the spirits. And so, the Forsaken Manor stood as it always had, its secrets guarded by the malevolent souls that resided within. Those who entered were destined to become a part of the building's dark history, forever lost to the world. Ali's desperate pleas for release were never answered, and her screams were swallowed by the echoing halls of the forsaken building. The legend of the Forsaken Manor grew, a chilling tale of four friends who ventured into the darkness and were consumed by the malevolent spirits within. No one dared to enter the forsaken building again, for it was a place of unspeakable horrors and an eternal prison for those who crossed its threshold.